Welcome back to Let's Talk Immigration. Today we have Sandeep Singh with us, who is the Marketing Director for Brampton Immigration Consultancy. Today we'll be talking about what are some reasons for refusal that students receive for their study permit applications. So the first point that we'll be discussing is some refusal that students get is the applicant may not return to their home country or country of residence. So what are your suggestions? How can students avoid doing that?
So the topic is really nice. So firstly, thank you for having me in this show. So study permit is something that's really close to my heart. I love talking about this. The major reasons people get refusals, and one of the reasons that you said, the person is not going to go back after completing their education. So firstly, we need to understand study permit is a temporary permit. The purpose of the study permit is that you come from your country, complete your education, and go back. Okay, I mean, in the books at least. Right? I know people, they come to Canada, they finish their education, they get their post-graduation work permit, they gain 1 year of experience, apply under Canadian experience class, and get permanent residency. That's the pathway to get permanent residency. But as per the book, what is the purpose? That someone who is applying for study permit completes his study permit and leaves back to their home country. So what do someone need to do to prove that he or she is going to go back? Firstly, the family ties.
Right.
So why would I leave, wonderful country like Canada and go back? Because I have my mother, my father, my brothers, my sisters in my home country. So I will go back to my home country. My father has a established business. I'm going to run that business. I'm going to prove that, okay, after finishing marketing and business administration, I'm going to give something to that business, and that business will gain, some benefits. So some reasons like these can help your application get positive results. I can proudly say this, that Brampton Immigration Consultancy has converted more than 92% of negative results into positive results.
Right.
The right way to do that is, if someone gets refusals, it's not a fluke that, okay, I got a refusal and then I apply the file again. There is a way to do it.
Right.
And the right way to submit your application, if you get a refusal, is apply for CAPES notes, see the reasoning, see if there are federal court decisions against those reasons, and then apply for your file again. We had a client, Hardeep Kaur Sekhon. The story is on our social media platforms. She had, I think, 5 or 6 refusals, and then she came to us, and we converted her refusal into positive results. So negative results can be converted into positive results. The condition is that you do it in the right way.
Okay, speaking of doing it the right way, there are a lot of, the second most common reason is poor or vague documentation. So can you please expand on that?
So we need to understand one thing, that someone who is assessing your file is a human, and there is no one who is speaking on your behalf. The things that are going to speak on your behalf is the file that you present. So how do you present your file? Is there only a SOP letter that you have attached, or there is a submission letter along with it? What have you written in the SOP letter? Like, is it just a copy-paste document that few of the ghost consultants do? Or is it the actual document that presents your views, that why do you want to study in that college? Why would you choose this course? Why would you come back to your home country? All those reasons should be there in SOP. And not only that, the submission letter should be supported by the federal court rulings. So if that's done, I can say that the file is presented in the right way. And any document that you attach. So I had recently received a document for one of our client. He got a refusal from a renowned education company in India. I'm not going to name them. They do provide English proficiency tests. So what happened in that case, that the individual name was ABC, and they might have applied for XYZ a few days ago. So what they did, in the first paragraph, they changed student's name. Rest of the application, the XYZ's name was being used. So they didn't even, had a courtesy to read that letter properly before they submit. So these types of errors can be very, very harming, not only because the person might get refused, but person can get banned for 5 years for misrepresenting. So
Right.
SOP is your views. It's not the views of the consultant. So we need to keep in mind when we are submitting documentations. I remember when I was in India doing seminars in Muga Belt, we met few clients. They had submitted false GIC documents and were banned for 5 years.
Right.
So I have said this again and again. It's better to get refusal than being banned for 5 years. Those 5 years are not gonna come back.
Okay, which actually is the third most common point that you just described, which is the incomplete application, misrepresentation, or suspicion of fraud. So coming to our next point now, which is insufficient funds. Could you please explain?
So Canadian study permits are divided into two classes. One is SDS and non-SDS. Under SDS, the requirement is 1 year of fees and GIC. Under non-SDS, you need to submit everything. Anything that you can prove that you are financially strong, do that.
Right. And the final point is study and career plans don't really make sense. Could you explain that?
Perfect. So this is a really nice topic of debate, because I know I have seen this, that many of the officers do refuse the file, saying that your previous education is not relevant to your next education. But there is a federal court decision on this, and it says that a person can study anything at any age. So if I see that a federal court decision, then this decision doesn't stand. So that's the major thing. So that's when this application was being submitted. If the licensed consultant submitted those case laws along with the application, there are very low chances that the person will get a refusal.
Right. Thank you so much, Sandeep. So before we wrap up, though, I would like to point out that the IRCC uses the GCSM, which is the Global Case Management System, to access your application and to review your application. So you always have the choice to ask for CAPES notes, which is basically a description of why your application was refused. That's it for this episode. We'll be back with another episode. Thank you so much for watching.